Good. Are we ready? Howdy, I'm David Smith with Plate Pros here at our booth at Cine Gear 2024. So this year we've decided to actually feature our actual content in the booth. We're calling it Hands-On 360. We're in partnership with Fuse Technical Group and ROE Visual. Fuse designed a playback system for us that actually allows attendees of the booth to grab onto our content and control it. So I'm actually making the content move with this little controller. This is showing off the fact that our content is fully pre-stitched 360-degree content that's used for virtual production. So that could be driving scenes like the bridge that you see behind me. We also can do things like crowd work. This is for a movie a few years ago that was an entire boxing match. So everything you see in the background is a plate that we shot in a live boxing match in Cardiff, UK. And it's also still 360, so we can move around in every direction. This gets composited behind the actors and a few, only in this case, about 150 extras to be able to create the illusion that that boxing match was happening in front of the 87,000 people that was in this arena when really they were there to watch a real boxing match. We also at the show are announcing our new line of sim plates. So sim plates are the same thing as our traditional process driving plate, but in this case, they're actually created procedurally in a graphics system. So this is entirely CGI, computer generated. It allows us to be able to shoot in situations that would be too difficult to be able to acquire with our traditional camera array. For normal driving sequences, though, we do work with our array vehicle. If you saw us from last year's Cine Gear booth, you would have seen that vehicle in the booth. This year, it's on the East Coast. It just finished up a large film. So here we're showing the product of what that array creates. This is a fully stabilized 360-degree motion base that's able to shoot with multiple arrays of cameras. Some cases it's as few as 8 cameras. In some cases it goes all the way up to 17 cameras that we did for the next Joker sequel that's going to be coming out later this year. So this allows us to be able to capture the entire environment, again, still in 360. And here on the Hands-On 360 experience, that's a booth, you actually have the ability to grab onto the controller and be able to control the plate in every way you want. We have the ability to look up, we have the ability to look down. It's all captured in the plate all at once. We can go back to the bridge. What this ultimately means is that as any production who's looking to create a virtual production project, whether that's on LED or a traditional VFX production project, can come to us at platepros.com and license this content as part of our library. That includes our sim plates. So the simulated CG plates are now going to be available in the library as a licensable piece of content. Even though it's computer generated, it's still delivered as actual video footage so that you can play it back in the exact same playback system that you would our normal plates like the one that you see behind me. That's really important because with let's say you're doing an Unreal scene, that computer generated Unreal scene requires a high degree of optimization work in, let's say, exactly which version of Unreal you're working. With this, it's rendered out as a standard video plate. So any playback system that can handle 360 rectangular footage can also handle the simulated plate just as well as it handles the photograph plate like you see here. So in addition to our real-time rendered simulated plate, this is also our Unreal version. So this is still delivered as footage, but it allows us to be able to create a customizable simulated plate with significantly slower or less render times, which for productions that might be under a time schedule is really helpful. So those are some of the things that we're looking to feature. On the ROE side, one of our partners for the booth, they're showing off their RGBW LED panel. It's a brand new panel that's just entering the market that gives you, go back to a bright scene, that's able to give you not just the RGB 3-chip color that you're used to seeing from limited spectrum LED, but they add a 4th chip that's a actual white LED into the 5mm matrix that gives you true white light to make sure that your color representation is more accurate in the virtual production world. So those are some of the things we're showing off. On the Fuse technical group side, Fuse helped us engineer the entire booth. They also actually did all the rigging, all the design, and created a custom playback system for us that is allowing us to control the booth with something as simple as this controller. If you're a DP or a VFX supervisor on set in a virtual production studio, you now have these kinds of controls. You've seen me queue up multiple cues with playback. And I can control the exact field of view that I'm seeing within my 360 plate, all from a very simple to use controller. You're not relying on 3 or 4 technicians to be able to program things. You can literally take control yourself as the cinematographer, as the virtual production supervisor, to be able to line up the plates specifically. So those are the features that we're showing here at Cine Gear 2024. We're looking forward to hearing from folks. You can reach us at platepros.com. And hope everyone's having a great Cine Year 2024.